Peace. Kevin L. of the Black Mount Tahama. Yeah. It's been in the air. The tribe up. Right? That's been the journey that I've been on. Right? Shit been driving me. I don't know. Don't want to say it drive you crazy, but you know what I mean? When you get on a spiritual journey, you know what I mean? You just become aware of things and shit. Right? Like for me, I think different from a lot of people around me. You know what I mean? Like the people that be around me think I'm crazy for the shit that I say. Because in the spiritual stream I'm in, you know what I mean, the beings is talking about it ain't no money. Talking about learning what money is and breaking down what the United States is. See, I'm on a journey where I can't just take nothing for face value. I gotta know what's going on behind the curtain. What caused all this shit to happen? How did we get here? How did I get here? Where I'm at. You know what I mean? Coming out of the spell of sleep. You know what I mean? The spell of not knowing your true identity. The spell of indoctrination. Coming from up under all that shit. Right? And when you come out from under it, you want to go back, you know what I mean, and help others, you know what I mean, to see the illusion of this place. But, you know what I mean, like we also say, it ain't for everybody. Right? The way that I'm in, you know what I mean, all these, they just happen naturally. Naturally, we started to wonder about our genealogies. You know what I mean? And then we started tracking down our family tree. Right? Most of us have listened to the same messengers. Right? From Martin Luther King and before Noble, you know what I mean? Noble Drew Ali before that. You know what I mean? And Elijah Muhammad before that. Malcolm X and Farrakhan and Malachi Zadok and you know what I mean? The list goes on and on and on. Speakers for different areas. Dr. Sebi with, you know what I mean, health and nutrition. Minister Inky, health and nutrition. You know what I mean? Like all these beings is coming online in the spiritual stream and spitting in spirit jewels. You know what I mean? These are real spirit jewels. You know what I mean? We understand that we are American Indians. We went back and looked at all the definitions that described us and then looked at how, you know what I mean, the United States and other European countries have tried to change and erase our image. You know what I mean? Our contribution. They stole everything like they do. They steal everything. Mean no harm, but that's the knowledge and information that I have regarding the so-called Europeans. Albino Europeans, not even albino, but they create all these different things to put in front of them so that you want to feel, I don't know what's the word, sorry, but man. The game that they ran on us and our ancestors, man, can you let that slide? I mean, can we really let that slide? You know what I mean? They try to say things have changed, but the more I look back down the record, the more I see that things are the same, right? Slavery just got a different name. It's called employment. And slavery, I mean, is servitude in prison, free labor. You know what I mean? If you wind up in prison. So I'm just saying, these are the things that be going on. Shit. And it's the journey that I'm on. You know what I mean? The ups and downs of it. I saw a ill ass clip on my X timeline that showed kind of like an experiment with two marbles. There was one path that was level and straight, and the path next to it was a wave path going up and down. And when you put the marbles on the paths, the wavy path always brought the marble to the conclusion faster than the marble traveling on a level and straight path. You know what I mean? Because the up and down gives momentum, right? I guess that's what you would call it. It's like a wave, and it promotes energy going forward. You know? But that's been the journey. You know what I mean? Like, when I look back over the years I've been here, the things that's changed and the things that haven't changed. You know what I mean? Concerning Indian people. You know, just get crazy. Like, going down these rabbit holes can take you to a place. You know what I mean? A place that'll make you want to distance yourself, you know what I mean, from the world. Make you want to be a recluse. You know what I mean? A hermit. Been there. You know what I mean? Definitely been there. Been on some hermit shit. Matter of fact, I'm still on some hermit shit for real. If it ain't, you know what I mean, making some type of currency or providing some type of information, I ain't really into it. You know what I mean? I used to record music and shit, but I haven't recorded music in a very long while and shit. Like I say, man, you get into these places in your mind and you just, you know, or maybe you don't know. See, this is just me sitting back talking to myself, trying to warm up. They're just talking about all the shit that's on my mind and on my heart and shit. The things that keep me, you know what I mean, partaking in bad habits and shit. Like the shit that run my blood pressure up, which I just took, by the way. Blood pressure was 167/91. That is extremely high, according to my chart. According to my chart, I am in between hypertensive crisis and hypertension stage 2. Right? Based on whose physiology, I don't know, Like I said, my blood pressure has been high for quite some time. The consequences, all right? Stroke, which is when blood vessels in the brain burst or clog. You can have vision loss, damage the vessels in the eyes, heart failure, cause the heart to enlarge and fail to supply blood to the body. Can have a heart attack, damages arteries and causes them to narrow and stiffen. Can have kidney failure, cause the arteries in the kidneys and interfere with their ability to effectively filter blood. And then there's sexual dysfunction. You know what I mean? It can lead to erectile dysfunction. Right? High blood pressure. Dealing with that. Right? That shit come from the diet. You know what I mean? Just the overall lifestyle in the United States now. It's become less and less physical. Right? So much stuff is computerized and robotized now. But you got to get your exercise, you know what I mean? Get out there and get you some work in. Right? Because that's what the United States is about. And they busting in new slaves, you know what I mean? To do the work. You know what I mean? That the Indians, American Indians, have figured out the game about. Like you're trying to take what you took from us and make others work it. Work the land, work the industries. Right? But we ain't dealt with how we got here yet. It's been talks of reparations and all kind of shit, but you mean reparations, the root is repair. You ain't repaired shit. In fact, you continue destroying shit. So I don't know. The shit that be in my head though. The things that stress me out, the things that run my blood pressure up. Right? Because it's not just me. I got a family. You know what I mean? Wife and kids. They ain't kids no more. They adults. But they struggling adults. You know what I mean? Like most of us in the struggle. Right? And the world is looking crazier and crazier for them if we don't act to change some things. One is getting these foreigners out of the way. You know what I mean? Shut them the hell up from all that bullshit that they talking. You know what I mean? They're trying to line up drugs to put in our systems to kill us off. You know what I mean? Manufacturing new diseases and shit. That's what gain of function is. You know what I mean? And that's what they paid money to do. That's your Dr. Fauci. Fowley. You know what I mean? Foul ass people. Foul ass minds. Doing foul ass things and trying to pass it off as some beneficial shit. Shit is not beneficial. You know, I'm just sitting up this bitch ranting in a recording. I ain't went live on nothing yet. I might go live on my YouTube just to get the shit up, since now I got access to advanced options in the YouTube shit. Although can't really say shit on YouTube because, you know, censorship. And that's another thing, you know what I mean? Corporate censorship. You know what I mean? In our spiritual journey, we recognize it and we see it and talk about it, right? Because we know they've been changing the narrative. And now when we try to speak the true narrative, they try to censor it. Like, this is what's going on around us. You know what I mean? That the emasculation, you know what I mean, of Indian men, the sexualizing of Indian women, you know what I mean? This is what we being hit with, left and right. This is the spiritual warfare that's going on, right? And you know, in war is wins and losses. You know what I mean? So in this spiritual war, I've taken some wins and I've taken some losses, right? Put you in a whole lot of different emotional states. Happy, mad, sad, you know, the ups and downs. Right? Me being who I am and studying the way I study and applying things to myself that I apply to myself, you know. And get ill. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing. Every individual has their idea of them. You know what I mean? They have in their mind what their best self looks like. You know what I mean? And they try to strive towards that image and those actions that make up their best self. Right? But sometimes in the company that you're in, it can be a clash. You know what I mean? Because you can have different perceptions of what your best self is. You know what I mean? And how they are going to work with each other, because the other thing has got to be harmony. You know what I mean? Your best self got to be in harmony with everything around it. Right? So, what is the best self? What is my idea? What is my image in my mind of my best self? My best self would be helpful to people. You know what I mean? My best self is able, you know what I mean, to help. You know what I mean? In as many ways as help is required. right? My best self has a successful business. My best self tries to make a way for our nation to succeed, right? And those are the type of plans that come into my mind that I write into my diary. Different initiatives, right? But you got to have the energy to carry out those initiatives. That's the other thing about the spiritual journey. You know what I mean? The ancestors talk to you. The ancestors provide you with inspiration. But you got to have the energy to carry out what they inspired. You know what I mean? And that's been one of my own issues. You know what I mean? Just the energy to carry it out. Like, I know as a nation and a people, to be truly free, to exercise our free will, we need to have land. And that's what our ancestors had. They had land. You mean the land gave them a natural power, because from the land you can draw your sustenance and sustenance for your nation, your tribe, right? These are the things that were taken. These are the things that need to be acquired and returned. We can't wait for them to return shit because we already see what type time they on. So we have to acquire it. And that means working together with one another. You know what I mean? And pooling our energy together to acquire these things. Now, I don't have no problem with that, right? That is really one of my intentions. I always intend to want to be a part of that, right? But how do we set that up so that there's transparency and we don't wind up going through some of the bullshit that, you know what I mean, has been revealed to us, you know what I mean, because it's scammers. It's always cats with the wrong intentions, you know what I mean, taking our energy and diverting it to some other shit, you know what I mean, and that in itself causes setbacks because you don't be wanting to really fuck with motherfuckers, you know what I mean, when you see that they on that type of time. And we done seen all kinds come through. You know what I mean? Hustling whatever the ancestors are speaking at that time. You know what I mean? When the ancestors was talking about health hustlers came through. When the ancestors was talking about separating yourself from the United States and recognizing what the United States is, you know what I mean? Hustlers came through to jump on that. Paperwork hustlers. Right? But we need that unincorporated, unrestricted land under our feet so that we can build freely as we see fit. That's something Dan Calloway was talking about. And years ago, remember when that family bought that town, but buying a town is something different, right? Because going in, we don't want to be hindered by no agencies of the United States. That's why unrestricted, unincorporated. Shit that's not a part of the United States. And from there, you can set up your state, our state, right? Those talks are in the air and those works are in the air, right? A lot of this stuff, though, you have to be self-inspired to do, though, right? You have to become the chief of your tribe, right? You have to put your indigenous self on. If the United Nations has declared the rights of indigenous people, then we need to use what they wrote, right? Especially if when we're out here trying to return to our indigenous selves, foreigners will call it a cult and all kind of crazy shit. Yeah, it's our culture that we're trying to return to, and we have a right to, according to the United Nations, which the United States is a member of. So you see how they play these games. And you see that how putting on your real identity changes things for them. You know what I mean? That's been masquerading and benefiting off, you know what I mean, our blood, sweat, tears, and energy for a while. Yeah. What is it? 10:08. 10:08, and then damn urges start to come. Right? I start thinking about nicotine. Right? I start thinking about just going out because I got a routine that I've developed. You know what I mean? A routine of solitude. You know what I mean? Places that I just get up and go when I just need to get up and go and be just out in, you know what I mean? Just out in the world. You know what I mean? Outside, so to speak. But I don't go outside to packed places. I just go to like corner stores and shit. You know what I mean? Grab a couple of my vices and come on back. Right? Still denying myself, you know what I mean, the reality of why I'm doing all this shit. You know what I mean? It comes from a place of depression and pain. But I don't talk about that shit too much. You know what I mean? Because who gives a fuck? Like, for real. Nobody really cares about what people are going through. We can look around and see that shit on the videos, on any timeline, right? Just don't care. And I'm going to tell you that caring is, you know what I mean? That shit take energy from people, you know what I mean? You can care and you can care and you can care, and then you know, caring can hurt too. You know what I mean? You care, you want to see people, you know what I mean, do well, be well, but you also can't make people do well or be well. It's hard enough trying to make yourself do well and be well, right? So, you know, I used to be I used to be the person that people could talk to. You know what I mean? But then it got to a point, you know what I mean, where I needed somebody to talk to. You know what I mean? And because of the way that my mind worked, shit is difficult. Because of the things that I know, and you know what I mean, also because of the things that I believe. Right? Because not many people, you know what I mean, think and believe as I do. Right? They out here running behind different guys and shit. I'm on my all shit. You know what I mean? Kulum, all, the great spirit. You know what I mean? And everything is within that. All within all. Right? And then the degrees and grades within it. Because it's all a learning experience too. You know what I mean? It's meant to teach you the things you're going to need when your energy leaves this body and you have to go on to do greater work. You know what I mean? Based on the work you did here. Right? I ain't gonna hold y'all though. I'm gonna go get some of these vices. Right? Check out some TV. Contemplate once again whether I'm gonna go live ever on any of my social media platforms. You know what I mean? I'm on Facebook as Master Enoch. Right? And that's a whole, you know what I mean, degree in itself. Right? I'm on X. It's Kevin L. I'm on Instagram as Kevin L. Soul Trust Artist. Right? And that's a story within itself. Right? All stories about how a person can get to a point where they just want to be a hermit and a recluse. Right? The type of person I am, I understand the power of words. I use them and I still continue to. I am an MC. You know what I mean? I do write just about daily. Now mostly type, but still. I get my words out. Right? So I know the power of words. I know that you can put things into the air. That is the power of words. We've all seen it. We've all seen people speak death right into their lives or speak life into their lives. That's the power. You know what I mean? And I'm familiar with that. That being the case, right? Like it's like when you know what you know what you know, right? And people who don't know, it's an illusion to them, although they using the same power that you talking about every day, right? Those are the things that can get frustrating. You know what I mean? When you see the works, you know what I mean, of the Most High, and you see how this thing is laid out with the precision that it's laid out with, you know what I mean? And then you see people who walk around acting like they don't realize what the hell is going on. like they can't see these works, and they giving it up to mortals, like the mortals is, you know what I mean, the gods and shit. You know what I mean? And mortals can be gods. Let's not get that mistaken. But none of them are the most high. You know what I mean? They only do what the most high is giving them power to do. Just like you and me. So, you know, like a lot of things, like this shit go a lot of different ways. It's very nuanced thing, you know what I mean? Walking these spiritual paths, you know what I mean? Or these spiritual paths, you know what I mean? Ego can sometimes get in it, you know what I mean? You might start feeling like you're special, and you are special. You should never think that you're not, you know what I mean? But special in the way that you are a unique creation from the Most High. You know what I mean? Given your own unique vibration. You know what I mean? Within all vibrations. So in that aspect, you are special. You know what I mean? But none of this earthly knowledge, you know what I mean, places you above anybody. Everybody has the capacity to learn. Everybody has the capacity to act on what they've learned. To use knowledge, use what they know. For good or for ill. I guess that's what it boils down to. You know what I mean? What you're using your energy for. And even that's, you know what I mean, an individual journey. Right? And you gotta harmonize that journey with other journeys so that you can create a force to do something. Right? So come down to harmony and disharmony. You know, peace and war. You know what I mean? So trying to find peace. All right. Hermits, you know what I mean, feel like they can't find peace among people. That's why they always trying to be by themselves, because they at peace with themselves. And I guess that counts for a whole lot. It means to be at peace with yourself. You know what I mean? To know things, you know what I mean, about yourself. To have knowledge of self should bring you peace. It should bring you to a calmness. Anybody that know me know I found my calm state a while ago. Right. But shit, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm just talking about the journey I'm on thus far. So I'm gonna leave you how I came in. Peace.